tell you about another instrument, which is Hackathon. Actually, there is nothing new about Hackathon. I think that each of you knows about Hackathon and how it works. It originates from the United States and was created in 1999. But the thing is that I'm not going to tell you actually about the instrument, but about our reflection on how it works in the specific space with specific communities. And I will tell you about the city of Brest. This is a regional city in Belarus. These are basically the questions I'm going to answer today. They're quite simple. So why Hackathon is a good instrument to use to engage citizens into participation in developing the city, into discussion about the challenges in the city, why it's a good platform to encourage interdisciplinary teams, and so how it works and what are the results, and why it is important to communicate. So, as I have said that there is nothing new about the hackathon, but the thing is that it took place in Brest city and it was organized for the first time in Brest by citizens of Brest. And now I'd like to tell you about the team. Yeah, so here's the microphone.
My assistant, I will just scroll and you will speak, but just give me some signs to scroll
right.
for you,
Thank
okay?
You
So,
I'd like to do this with you because it's not about me. It's about the citizens, the participants, and about the team. Here in Brest, there is such an organization as Hack4Brest Foundation. According to the name, it means that supposedly it works with conservation of such heritage like Hack4Brest. This is true, but not only that. The organization participates in it launches studies and research, and also involves different stakeholders into discovering things which are not known. Because you know that currently only 20% of Hack4Brest is organized, and the rest, the 70%, actually is not very well known and optionalized in a touristic terms. It doesn't, and it's not concerned culturally. So, but this is another story. The thing is that, can you go a little bit up?
up?
Up a little bit where the team is. So, this is the team of cultural managers which are working with in the Hack4Brest Foundation, and we decided that amidst other activities, not only that in 2018 Brest will celebrate its 1000th anniversary, and also the local foundation. It launches the call for proposals for the projects, how we can make Brest a better space for living, for the citizens, etc., more interactive space. We also, as a team or this organization, which works with creative economy and creating services for the locals and for the tourists, which will bring innovation and vision and participation, we decided that such format as Hackathon will be a good idea to host in order to welcome citizens and many other stakeholders to discuss the challenges and also to come up with solutions. Right. So, why partnering and communication is important? The thing is that we have a director of the organization, and she likes more classic formats for the events, like conferences, roundtables, etc., etc. But when she's out during her long business trip, we are free. There is such a French term as lâcher vide, an empty chair. So what does it mean? That surely we have a budget which we fundraise together for our conservative, tired but still very important event to host. But then when she's left, we're very naughty to neighbors, so we have decided that why not to take time to host something, the new format, which we really like. So what we have decided that we cannot touch the budget of the organization. There is no any problem with that. We can fundraise. So we had 4 weeks or 3 weeks to fundraise. There are a number of stakeholders in the city, starting with the city council, the chief architects, businesses, designers, etc., different schools, and even hairdressers. It doesn't matter. Coffee shops. So we realized that actually we believe truly that we have a shared interest. This is our common city. We live here and we love the city, and we want that it will be an interactive space which will offer different services and possibilities, and which will give a good orientation to follow, to see all the heritage, all the highlights which are in the city, but which are still hidden. That's why we just contacted these people, like, as you might see, the partners. There are no any secrets in it. The results of fundraising and partnering, a little bit down. Great, thank you. So this is the logos of the organizations. There are 8, including the information partners who joined our initiative and supported. So they provided us with a space. This is the Brest Technological Park. So for 3 days, they have provided us for free the space for citizens to elaborate their solutions and discuss their challenges. And this is the European Humanities University. We have, you know, this Belarusian University, which now in Vilnius. We knew that they have a small portion of, a very small portion of budget in order to organize practical trips for students. So we contacted them and said, we have a very nice idea to organize an event. So students from the Humanities University can come from design and communication and visual arts department to join us, and this money which is given for the students can be also a contribution to the event. Then we contacted businesses who became who prepared the awards for the participants. So the thing was that surely they were driven by the passion to come up with a solution. But still, when you have an award, if this award is specific to the prototype you're developing, so it helps. And surely, it's very important to have a good coffee, because I would remind you shortly about the format of the hackathon. It takes for 48 hours. Why this time? They say that this is the most productive and efficient time for participants, for people, citizens, to be creative and to come up with the best idea. So there are like moments of ups and downs, and 48 hours is the best time just to take this marathon and to create the best prototype possible. And surely, for these 48 hours, you need a good food, which was freely provided by our partners. You need a good technological platform, also provided by our partners, and very good coffee. Well, I'm not promoting this coffee shop, but I love it. That's why I contacted directly this one to invite them. And the thing is, in their sincere communication, because this is a business, and they just, they run their business on a daily basis without involving in any city development-based activities at all. You just call it, hello, my name is Ahniya, how are you doing? I have something to talk to you. We're organizing a very great event where artists, designers, IT specialists, city planners, architects would come just at one platform. And you can serve coffee for us because we will make Brest a better place to live on. It wouldn't be boring at all, and your coffee shop is just, a great contributor, and it's make the picture brighter. And she said, oh, great, because earlier I was invited to a chess club to provide a coffee. Well, chess club is great, nothing is about it. But the thing is that she was so inspired to see a new target audience, new people, and also we had a very nice coffee served. The only sad thing about it that we didn't have time to fundraise for cups, multi-use cups. So I have a sin in my heart because of this non-recyclable cups. But anyway, we will do better next time. So, what are the results of the Hack4Brest? And then we'll talk about the instruments, elaborate on it. So these are 30 local participants who took part in the project. This is not the whole town, surely, but still it's a good instrument to discuss the challenges and to come up with solutions. And the age, have a look, from 12 to 50 years, no limitations. We had real teams made up from all the disciplines, citizens of different backgrounds, from 12 to 50 years old, and they have discussed the challenges, presented their ideas, and came up with the solutions. 8 partners, among them are business partners who offered nominations, and the best IT school who then provided free classes, which are really very expensive, for those for the projects to move on with their ideas. And one more specificity about the hackathon, that it is important or obligatory to introduce our IT part, technological part, into the prototype you're creating. It's a socially based project, island-based project, but it should be based on IT technologies. So we followed the hackathon format, but perhaps it's a little bit of limitations if you don't want to introduce technologies. But sometimes it helps. Then 10 experts invited, so there was not just the platform with food, technology, everything provided for 48 hours, just to concentrate on creativity and solutions, but also we invited different experts, practitioners from different fields like anthropology, architects, also artists, etc., to share their experience, to advise, who served as mentors, delivered lectures. So 8 ideas were presented. So and then 6 different prototypes in the end were realized, and they were concentrated on the facilitating and encouraging movement and engagement. And what is really very important, that these ideas were pitched to Brest authorities, main stakeholders, businesses, investors, and there are like 13 materials in the Brest media. I mean, it's not 100. We didn't have such a purpose, so we have a dedicated review report. But for the region, it is still very good result, very good KPI. And we also had, because we are it is a small city and many activities take place, but still the media would choose to come to have a look at this innovative event for Brest. And we had a social media wall inside. So this is the instrument when every participant can follow different teams working on their prototypes to be encouraged or disencouraged. I'm joking. So, and many participants, they were sleeping in, it's allowed because during hackathons, many teams, they are working at night and even sleeping there. So within the teams of different ages were working their prototypes. Right, and now I'm ready to answer the question why this instrument is not a panacea but still a very good thing to use or to practice. So citizens come with their challenges directly from the city and present them to other people who are like-minded, who can contribute, who can make part of the team. And also they present them to main stakeholders, council of the city, investors, businesses, the chief architect, and we invited the chief architect, and he's very proactive and progressive. He delivered his own presentation, his own vision, and then he joined the teams to discuss the challenges and to think on the solutions. Then, for us, it is really very important, and it was an obligatory part because there were also many NGOs from cyclists, etc., coming to us, and we said, sorry guys, but we need a multidisciplinary team in order to have complex visions and complex solutions of the issues. There were the elderly and the children, as well as architects, anthropologists, artists, etc. in the team, activists. So we had all the conditions created for creative thinking. It was like, a retreat when you are not kind of, disturbed all the time, but you concentrate on the solution and you have everything by your side. So these are the platform where you can contribute, to listen to each other, and also to learn how to pitch. This is really very important. Because very often as citizens, we have wishes and desires, we have challenges, but very often we just come up with some critique. This and that doesn't work, but it doesn't work, it is not that efficient. This is the way. If you have a challenge, if you have a wish, you develop a prototype, you develop a solution and project together with the interdisciplinary team, and then in a constructive and very persuasive and feasible way, you come here just like business investors, the chief architect, the council, all the stakeholders and decision makers, And then very persuasively I come to you and describe all the states and why it is efficient, while it is sustainable. And I even know my target audience, I will know the steps I should take and the budget. So when I'm here, I have 5 minutes, and this is very restrictive to be very precise and straight to the point. And then I tell you, well, I need just $1,500 to make 500 people happy and to participate in the council in decision making, because the council is ready, they still we need for this and that, well, it will work. And then this is the time for discussion, constructive one, because it's feasible and you are the person who knows what's going on and knows the solution. Right, and I can influence, even if you won't give me money, you're listening to me, and you can have alternative methods, and I can bring you the situation right from the hackathon. The chief architect is really very progressive. He's cool, absolutely cool guy. But when you talk to the artists, to the urban developers, he was like, oh my God, you are from the space. I mean, you are cool, but your brain is working in a totally different way. I would never think about it. And the same as was the group of the architects. They were presenting first the idea, because they have checkpoints. Checkpoints exist to see how they are progressing, and also whether the team is still alive or there is no any team anymore. It's dead or went away, took some pizza and went. So everything is like open. So, and first the architects presented the idea because they didn't want to make a multidisciplinary team. And they would show us lots of constructions, lots of buildings, very beautiful drawings, 3D modeling, very cool, I wouldn't do that. And then we asked, what is the strategy? Why the investors? Why the creative community would come there and collaborate with the locals? Well, the building is nice, so that's why they realized that it's really cool. Then they would go to the to people who took part in the hackathon to recruit artists, designers, and anthropologists to invigorate their project and make it alive, right? Faster. So actually, this is the city we are talking about. Brest. So it's very close to Polish border. And it's a very beautiful, and around there it's a very beautiful city. And why it's movement? Because it's a transit city. Sometimes it takes 3 or 5 hours to wait before the train to go to other points. And in the end of 2018, a free visa regime was introduced, 10 days in Brest. Cool, but what tourists do for 10 days in Brest? There is an answer. Do you know this guy? There is no gift possible, but I can show what he is. Actually, yes. You come to the railway station, and then you don't know what to do. You know just about the fortress, Brest Fortress, and pedestrian Sadetsky Street, but you don't need 10 days for that, really. So, but there are much more to see, and I will just go faster for the prototypes developed. So, the shared interest about, these are the topics covered mostly about the movement. So this is the green movement, because there are lots of green areas, but they are hidden, and families with children, anyone, they just go to all the way this pedestrian street or go to Brest Fortress, and this is it, but there are much more to explore. So these are the groups working for 48 hours and presenting their ideas, right? And I will just go slowly to so this is the first project, Step on Brest. This is an application, and this is the application for the tourists and the locals who'd like to discover and to know more about the whole city. Surprise, surprise. So they can choose their route and also play a quest and have some discounts because they're collaborating with the event organizers, different concert halls, and very important. Not only orientation in the city is important, but also the branding of the city. Unfortunately, right now, the images we are offered in our souvenirs, etc., and branding, tourist guides, they are quite discouraging. When you open it, you want to cry. So the guys have invited this wonderful hero, which is Borean, beach in Borean. I can go a little bit up. This is the motto of Paris. When you open an application, he tells you, I'm Bora, please follow me. You will deeply regret, but in the end, you will like it. So, and all the routes are based in such a style that you will regret, but in the end, you will like it. So very shortly, so this is the services offered and it's connected to different events, and you just arrived at the railway station and you have a full marathon guide what is taking place right now. And it's also based on timing. You have 2 hours to go, 3 hours to go, and then you put it and you have your trip. And you can go. And you're not lost like this guy there. Cat guide. Who loves cats? Just one person. Okay, this project is for you. So this is the project which is actually the guide from the cats. You use an application. You choose a cat, which is your guide. It can be a cat of any type, but this is a homeless cat. So this application helps you also to navigate through the city, but throughout the unpopular areas which are not highlighted. This is the vision from the cat. This is a cat who rushes to and from, and he has a special small camera. Mm-hmm. And then you follow the Brest city in the dormitory, sleeping areas, or the garbage areas. Why not? And follow the cats. And also in such a way, guys are raising awareness about the problems about the homeless cats in Brest. Right, so we're going. This is Green Brest. This is our geographers who also came as, we don't need artists, no designers. We are geographers, we know the best. That's true. But still then they realized, so the problem is that all the designers were taken, as you can see. The design looks much to be designed, but still their CEO specialist was free, and they have elaborated special routes. As I have said, that there are very few information about green areas in Brest, and they have established like 52 kilometers of routes. You can take by bike or on foot, and also with the timing and the possibility to book in advance the guide, who will also jump on his bike and show you around. Great. And yeah, the last very fast project. This is also Brest Littles. We're talking about the railway station, but the railway station in Brest is a historical location of itself, very historical. Many Russian tsars, other figures were passing by, and like lots of stories. So they have come up with storytelling instruments. When you just leave the railway station, you're not just a railway station. I arrived, then I will go into the city. No, you can stay there and explore the space. It's quite beautiful, using added reality. You know it very well, so it's not something new, but still it is very helpful and handy. You just use your phone, and then you see a story over a historical person. It can be just a cleaner from 19th century, but still you hear the story and you know more about your local heritage, because very few Brest people know that railway is a historical and heritage, right? So this is how it works. Right. And I need to tell about this is our cyclist. Very shortly, they have developed a special device when your bicycle is stolen. There's a special database which helps you to navigate and to find your stolen bike, but also this is the communication system not only between the association of cyclists but the citizens, and it's adopted for use for children as well. If they would like to use bicycle more oftenly to promote cycling culture, they can connect to this application, and it will build you the most safe and comfortable route to follow, and also to report on the problems on the less comfortable route. That's it. Right. And our youngest team, they're very cool, right? This is what they have invented. They are studying at the HU school, and they also were joined by different other specialists, and they had invited those guys who love urban gardening as me, the pavement as me. So these guys, they invented a special climathon. This is the space where they will collect all the rare species. It's about, we can say species about the, Katerina, help me, about the, what animals in my head? Plants, thank you. You're right. So for the plants, different rare species for the plants, and citizens, they can come there to learn more about them, and also to collect some species to plant them in their neighborhoods, in their vicinity. And also they are planning to introduce this place in the abandoned area, neglected, and to popularize the culture of spreading around in neglected areas different plants and trees. And it also goes in hand. There is like a very conservative naming in the master plan, making a greener city, single city, etc. But it was very constructively put. Let's plant more trees, let's cut less trees, and then the guys would come up and say, let's interpret your plan like that. So, and the architect was very glad to hear that, right?
Yeah, this last sentence, because otherwise.
So yeah, so this was the pitching time. They have pitched their They have pitched their ideas to their stakeholders. They received comments and support, and they are now in touch and in dialogue. And the contest for 1,000 years anniversary is launched, and they're applying with this project. And so, what is next? Very quickly. So we are applying to an accelerator. So now they are practicing and prototyping in the field to develop further on their project, and now they're in touch with the stakeholders, and also to organize, when everything is sound and clear, the fundraising meetings to target specific fundraisers to realize, to have this shared interest. Also the multiplication of ideas, because they have been heard by many parties. And actually this call for projects, for proposals, they can apply. And we are in touch, and this is it. Thank you for your time.